Hello everyone, welcome to the video lectures on object-oriented programming through Java. I am Dr. Jyoti Mandala, very happy to meet you all through these video lectures. In this lecture, we are going to learn about a keyword named as this. So up to our last video, we learned about what is a constructor, what is a method, and how constructor overloading and method overloading can be achieved. And we observed like method overloading helps us in achieving a polymorphism option, which is called as compile time polymorphism. All these things we learned with example. For your reference, I have created a playlist of Java programming, which you can get it in the description bar. So let us start today's class, where in today's class we are going to learn in how many ways this keyword can be used and what happens if we are not going to use this keyword. So let me highlight first what are all the ways we are going to use the keyword called this. So this can be used to refer your current class instance variable. That means this can be used with instance variables in the class. This can be used to refer your current class method. If you want to refer to the method, then that can be done. And then this can be used to invoke your constructor also in the same class. Current class constructor also can be used to invoke that one. So how it can be used? So this can be used in three ways. One with the instance variable, one with the method, and one with the constructor. So let us learn in detail about all these three ways how this keyword can be used. So if you are not going to use using this keyword, then how it will affect our output also I am going to show you. Okay, so the first way is to use this keyword is to refer your current class instance variable. You all know what actual instance variable is. The variables that are there in your class are called as instance variable. Now if there is an ambiguity between your instance variables and the parameters in the constructor, then this keyword resolves the problem, resolves the ambiguity. So let us first see if this keyword is not there, then what is the problem. So you can see an example here. Understand here we are talking about there is no this keyword in our program. So if there is no this keyword, what is the problem? What I have done is I have taken a class, and in the class I have taken three instance variable, and I have a constructor where in the constructor these three instance variables will be initialized to some value, and I have a method called display, and this is my another class where in this class in the main method I am creating the object of this class. Two objects are created, and I am trying to call the constructor. The constructor will be called automatically at the time of object creation. We all learn in this one in detail about the constructor. We already learned. Now whenever you are passing the values, we are expecting like these three values should be sent here, and these three values should be assigned to these three variables. And then whenever you are trying to use s1.display method, we are expecting an output of roll number, name, and fee. Whatever we have sent for s1 object should be displayed. And similarly for s2 object we have given three different values, and these three different values should be assigned here. And then whenever you are calling the display method, we are expecting the output of getting those three values of 112, Sumit, and 6000. Now if you observe here, what is the thing we have done here is the instance variable names, that is roll number, name, and fee. Same variable names we have used as constructor parameters also. Observe here what we have done. Right now if you are using like this, then there is an ambiguity to the compiler, and if you are using like this, then whatever output you get, that will not be our expected output. So you will be getting an output like 0 null 0.0, 0 null 0.0. But what we are expecting? We are expecting an output of 111 Ankit and 5000, and 112 Sumit and 6000. But we are getting this out. What is the reason for this one? The reason for this one is you are using the same variable names as instance variables and as constructor parameter also. So because of this, the compiler will get confused. There is an ambiguity for the compiler, and it will simply give you an output of 0 and null in case of string value, and 0.01 in case of float value. So we are using to avoid this ambiguity, we are using this keyword to distinguish between this local variables and this instance variable. This is our local variable and this is our instance variable. If you are using both names, same names, then we need to remove the ambiguity. We need to remove that ambiguity by using this keyword. How that can be done? I will show you. Observe here what we have done. Same code I have taken, but to avoid the ambiguity, we have used, see, observe here, I have used the same roll number, name and fee, and same roll number, name and fee, and we are providing the solution to get our output, whatever expected output we want. To get our output, we need to remove the ambiguity by simply putting this dot roll number. So whenever you are writing this dot roll number, then the compiler can understand we are referring to the current class instance variable. So if you are writing like this, so this dot, this whenever is combined with any variable name, then it is nothing but we are referring to the current class instance variable. So this dot roll number refers to this one, this dot name refers to this one, this dot fee refers to this one, and roll number, name, fee refers to these three variables. There is no confusion to the compiler if you are mentioning in detail like this. So if you are using this program, and if you have modified your program using this keyword, whatever output you are expecting will be displayed, and you will be getting an output of 111 Aniket 5000 and 112 Sumit 6000, whatever we were expecting in our last example. Right, so this is how this keyboard, but observe all of you, we need to use this keyboard only when there is a difference, only when we are using same variable name as instance variables and as parameters to your constructor. But if you are using two different names here, the names here, and if the names here are two different, then no need to use this variable, this keyword, because there will not be obviously any confusion. But if you are using same name, then only we need to remove the ambiguity by providing this keyword, telling like we are referring to the current class instance variable. That is what told here. If the local variables, that means your variables here and the instance variables here are different, obviously there is no need to use this keyword. Let me show you one simple example. Observe here, the instance variables are roll number, name and fee, and my local variables are R and F. So if you are writing the names different, then no need to use this keyword. Simply you can write here, and the compiler will not get confused, and you will be getting the output like this. Got it? So this is how the first way your program, this keyword can be used with your variable. Right? I hope you all are clear with this concept, how this keyword can be used with your instance variable. I am repeating once again, if the instance variable names and your local variable names are same, then we can remove the ambiguity by providing this dot instance variable name, by which we are telling to the compiler like we are referring to the current class instance variable. Right? So this is how instance variables, this is how this keyword can be used with your instance variable. Next one is how this keyword can be used with your method. Now whenever you want to invoke one method from the another method in the same class, then that can be done by using this keyword. Suppose if you are not mentioning this keyword also, the compiler will automatically add this keyword and it will invoke the method, and that's why it is called as implicitly done. Okay, to understand this one, you can see here an example. I have two methods, m method and n method. Both are in the same class, and from the n method I want to call the m method. Observe carefully. From n method I want to call the m method, then that can be done by using this dot m. If you are not writing this also, there is no problem. The compiler will automatically add this keyword. So that's why it is called as implicit call. But if you provide, if you want to be more clear, then you can write this dot m, saying like I am referring to the current class method in the method called m in the same class, like that. So whenever you write this dot m, the control will go here, it will execute this method and it will come back. So if you write a program like this, then whenever you are creating any object of this class A, then what happens? A constructor will be called. Obviously there is no constructor here, and then we are calling a dot n. Then what happens? The control will go here, it will produce an output of hello n, and after that we are calling a method called m. Then from here it will go to here, and you will be getting a one more output statement called hello m, and after the end of this one it will come back here. As we don't have any statements here, again it will come back here, and this is the end of our program. Okay, so if you run this program, our output will be hello n and hello m. So this is how this keyword can be used with the method to call one method from another method, and this can be done implicitly. And the third way of using your this keyword is with constructors. Now whenever you want to call a constructor from another constructor, I already told you we have an option of constructor overloading. For your reference, I'll provide a link here. Now what actually this constructor overloading is, we can have same constructor a name, provided that there should be a difference in the number of arguments in our constructor. Right now, if you want to call one constructor from another constructor, then it can be easily done by using your constructor. Now how easily done by using your this keyword. Then how that can be done? So normally this keyword in the constructor is used to achieve the constructor chaining. To understand this one, let me show you a simple example here. You can see here I have a class A where I have two constructors. That is nothing but we are achieving constructor overloading. Here no arguments and here an argument. So this is default constructor. But I have written my own code, and then I have, if you see here in this constructor, okay, this is one constructor, this is another constructor. I have one more class, and in this class main method is there, and I am creating an object of this class. So whenever I write a new a, then a constructor with one parameter will be called and the control will go here. Now if you observe here, I have written this. So whenever I am writing this without any parentheses, any parameters, then the control will move to the default constructor, because we are trying to call a default constructor, because we are not giving any parameters here, we are not giving any values here. Then it will call the default constructor. What is our class name? A. So it will call a default constructor, and this will be executed. So our output will be from here, the control will go here, this will be executed, you will be getting an output of hello A, and then after this it will come back and this will be executed. So you will be getting an output of hello A, and your x value will be 10 because we have sent a parameter of 10. Understood? We have another way. This is the way where we are calling default constructor from the parameterized constructor. Observe here, we are calling the default constructor without passing any arguments here. Suppose if you want to call from this constructor to this constructor, that means from the default constructor to parameterized constructor, if you want to call, you can also do that one by simply from the, you can see an example here, from the default constructor I am calling the parameterized constructor. No need to write the constructor name, just write this and pass that parameter, whatever you want to say. So as you are passing one parameter, only one parameter constructor will be called. Suppose if you have a int x comma int y, that is also possible. Then if you want to call that constructor, then pass two arguments here. As simple as that. So you can also call parameterized constructor from the default constructor by simply writing this, and within the parentheses you need to specify the parameters. Now what will be the output of this program? A we are calling a default constructor, it will come here. We are calling this 5, so the control will go here. You will be getting an output of what output you will get? You will be getting an output of 5. Why? Because we are passing 5 here and x value will be 5. You will be getting 5 output, and it will go back. You will be getting hello as a as output, and it will come back, and no statements are there. Observe here, this is your parameterized constructor. I hope you all are clear with this. So we have 3 ways of using your this keyword. One way with your instance variable, the other way with while calling the methods, and the third way is with the constructors also. Okay, now let us see a simple example combining all these 3 things. You can see I have a class student and I have another class. Okay, 2 different classes. This class will be holding the main method, and this class will be holding all the constructors and the methods. Now I am creating one in the student class. I am taking 3 instance variables: roll number, name and course and fee. 4 variables I am taking, 1 int, 2 strings and 1 float value. Now first constructor is holding only 3 parameters: roll number, name and course. Okay, roll number, name and course I am taking, and if you observe roll number, course, fee, roll number, course, name, same variable names I am using. That's why I am providing a difference by using the this keyword, where the compiler can understand like we are referring to the current class instance variable. So there will not be any ambiguity to the compiler. Right? And I want to have one more constructor, where in that constructor I am having roll number, name, course and fee. All 4 I am providing. And now I am using this and I am not repeating the same these three statements once again. What I am doing is I am calling this, and whatever roll number, name and course I am getting, I am passing that one to this one. So where three parameters we are passing, and we will be getting these three values here. Got all of you what I have done? And then and after assigning the values, you will be coming back and the fee value will be initialized. So with this we have reduced our number of lines of code also. You can observe this one. So whenever you are writing a statement this roll number, name and course, then what happens? We are reusing the constructor. What we are doing? We are reusing same student constructor will be called, where we need to have three parameters. So we have already written that one, and we are making use of that constructor, which is called as reusing of the constructor. Okay, and then I am creating the object of this student S1, and I am calling 111 Ankit and Java. Now whenever I am passing three arguments, then the compiler will check for a constructor called student, where it has to accept three arguments. So we have two constructor. This accepts three arguments and this accepts four arguments. So it will obviously go when S1 will be pointing to this constructor, and the roll number, name and course will be assigned to 111 Ankit and Java. Okay, and then I am creating one more object called S2, and here I am passing four arguments. And whenever you are passing four arguments, it will be checking for a constructor called student, where it has to accept four arguments. Now if you come here, roll number, name, course and fee, four arguments it is accepting, then S2 will be pointing to this constructor and it will go inside this one. And here if you observe, we are referring to this roll number, name and course. So whenever you are referring like this, then the control will go from here to here, and whatever roll number, name and course you have given, that means 112 Sumit and Java will be copied here, and for S2 the roll number, name and course will be variables, instance variables will be initialized, and then it will come back, and this dot fee will be initialized to 6000, whatever value you have given. If you don't want to use this one, we can repeat the same lines here, whatever these three lines can be repeated here, but we can reuse the constructor which is already available by simply using this keyword and passing those arguments to that constructor. Right? Then we can have a display method where we are trying to display the roll number, name, course and fee. Okay, and I am trying to display S1 dot display and S2 dot display. Now S1 dot display, we don't have any fee, then what happens? Obviously the value will be initialized to 0. Okay, and if you don't have any value, it will be initialized to 0, but it will be giving null value. Why? Because we have an ambiguity between the fee and that variable name. Got it all of you? So that's why we got an ambiguity, we got a null value, but don't worry about that, because we are giving only three values, we are getting those three values here. And for the other one, for our S2, we are getting all the four values. Right? So this is how run this program, all of you, you will be getting this output. I hope you all are clear with this usage of this keyword. This keyword can be used in three ways. I am repeating once again. It can be used with your instance variable when you are using the same variable name as your instance variables and local variables. Then to remove the ambiguity, we can use this keyword, where we are talking about like this keyword can be used to refer your instance variable of your current class instance variable. And the second way of using this keyword is with your method, where we want to call one method from the another method within the same class. That can be automatically done, or else you can forcibly add this keyword also. And the third way is using this keyword with your constructor, where from the parameterized constructor we can call unparameterized constructor, or from unparameterized constructor we can call the parameterized constructor. All these three ways we have learned in detail with the example. I hope you all are clear with this usage of this keyword. Let us all meet in our next lecture. Until then, thank you all of you.